nowadays. Give me a fucking break. Men ain't soft. You want to know what men are? Killing themselves. You want to hear some facts about men? I'll give them to you. In the United States, suicide is the second leading cause of death in men under the age of 45. Men make up 50% of the population, but almost 80% of the suicides. Roughly 105 men kill themselves every single fucking day, and it's because people keep saying stupid shit like that and making them feel too ashamed and embarrassed to even reach out. I'm fucking sick of it. In 2014, I tried to become part of that stat line, and I'm speaking the fuck up and sharing my story so that maybe somebody who might be watching this and going through something similar might say something to somebody before it's too goddamn late.
Peace. Kofa, G.R.O.W.T.H Entertainment. Wake your glass up. What's going on, y'all? Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. Today is April 30th, 2025. The time is now 7:30 p.m. That is Eastern Standard Time in the lovely city of Atlanta, Georgia. I am your humble host, Kofa, K-O-F-A, not coffee, not kufu, not Kofi, or any variation thereof. Kofa rhymes with sofa. Easy to say, easy to spell. Once again, this is G.R.O.W.T.H Entertainment, where growth stands for gentlemen reaching our wealth through healing. And this is where we help men find a positive fuck it. You see the Cash App, you see the PayPal on the screen. You know how to use that. You've been in these YouTube streets long enough. You know how to use super chats and super stickers. If you don't want to donate to the channel, that's fine. No worries. I'm not one of those YouTubers going to constantly shake my tin cup. But what you will do is take your shoes off when you come in my house. Hit the like button. The like button is free. If my sound effect want to play. There we go.
Hotter than fish grease.
The like button is free. Appreciate everybody being in here. Let's go ahead and hit y'all with Randy.
It feels so lovely to be here tonight. What a beautiful, give yourselves a round of applause. You're so lovely. Everyone's so lovely. And
back on me. I appreciate everybody that tuned in last night to get a glimpse of woke Kofa, who I was before the red pill, and the information I soon would get about dating, relationships, different things like that, and just give me a different perspective. I told y'all, again, this channel is, I'm talking to the men. I may talk about women, but I'm talking to the men. Again, growth stands for gentlemen reaching our wealth through healing. See the title for the night? Heavy as the head. Started out with that first video with the guy talking about, how many men just the suicide rate. And I was listening to something yesterday, and of course it was more woman focused. They was like, oh, so many women try to commit suicide. And I use the real words here for those new to the channel. I use real words. I don't say grape. I say rape. I don't say essayed. I'll say rape or sexual assault. I say suicide instead of deletion, or murder instead of deletion. All those type of different terms we use on YouTube. But the video I was coming across yesterday talked about how so many women try to commit suicide. And for a lot of women, it's more of an emotional thing, a cry for help. They tend to do things that may or may not get them over the line of suicide, whether it's like taking pills, cutting their wrists, not cutting their wrists deep enough, not taking too many pills, whatever the case may be. But when it comes to men, we execute most of the suicides that we attempt.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease.
I hit that button to drive a point home. When men are in a space and they feel like it's too much to bear, and they can't go any further, or they don't have anybody to turn to, when we try to do it, men typically execute, whether it's jumping from a building or putting a gun against your head, and we are almost guaranteeing that we're going to successfully commit suicide versus a cry for help. So tonight, I just want to have a real quick live and focus on heavy as the head. Brothers, you are seen. You're not by yourself. DG, I appreciate the 5-spot, brother. I got you in a quick second. Salute to you. I did just want to touch on this topic. It's not going to be about suicide, but I started with that because that's the ultimate thing that a lot of men do to check out or go through the self-checkout line, as I would say, is committing suicide because things got too much to bear. But keep in mind that that is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. I would much rather hear you complain about something than show up at your funeral and talk about you in a nice way and then start throwing dirt. And then you know how black folks do. Then we eat and do the electric slide like we ain't just put nobody in the ground.
Got it! than fish grease.
So please don't go down that route. I'm going to focus on us being seen. You're not by yourself. You're going to hear from some brothers. You're going to hear from a woman. You're going to hear from white men. This is not race exclusive. So with that said, I'm going to slide over to the comments real quick, and then we're going to get to cooking. Let me see who we got in the building tonight. Brother Malika, always supporting. I appreciate you, good brother.
Hand down, man down. Mama, there goes that man.
Sister Almond in the building.
You go, girl.
I appreciate you being in here. DG with that super chat early in the game. He says, Brother Kofa, Messi picked out a big back woman for you. Take my last $2 2 times and one. Sorry about your Knicks. No, I'm not. Love you. All good, brother. I appreciate you. I'm going to go ahead and hit you with the $2 since you asked for it.
These last $2.
DG says, peace, brother, and thank you. I appreciate you, bro. Always coming through. Thelonious in the building with the 5 spot. He says, supporting great content. Yes, me and DG have had our conversation. He says it there. Brother, we had our conversations about that, about committing suicide or having those thoughts. Like the guy in the video said, in 2014, I tried to make myself one of those. Well, in 2015, yours truly was about to make himself one of those. Had the pistol in my mouth, and I thought about my girls. And that's what stopped me. I wasn't going to quit, not just on myself, but on them. So even though that burden may be on you, that's going to be the common theme of the night, is brothers feeling like a burden. And I had to really go look up that word as I prepared for this live. All a burden is a heavy load. You've lifted weights before. You've helped your homeboy move and lifted the couch and the refrigerator. I'm using that as a reference point. I'm not going to sit up here and try to compare that to a mental burden of, feeling like you want to commit suicide. But if you've been through some of the worst things in your life, and some people say I talk real negative, I just look at bad situations that I've already made it through. That's not negative to me.
Knocks down another 3-ball. This guy is hotter than fish grease here.
If you've already been through something that was at that moment in time, at that present moment, it may be the past now, but at that present moment, you was able to get through and overcome it. Now it's a past moment. That means you overcame it. You went from that present to right now, which is your present, looking at something that you already been through. And it's always going to be some new obstacle. But this is a constant thing for a lot of men. We play a lot of shit over in our mind, what we should have did, how we should have did it, who we should have did it for, who we shouldn't have done it for, different things like that. It's constantly running through our mind. We see the clips online about brothers talking about this, so I had to share them because, again, most of the salacious content is going to drown out this voice to let brothers know you're not alone. When I say brothers, I'm not just solely only talking about black men, but this is America. So if white men are going through it, what the fuck you think your black ass going to be going through?
Knocks down another 3-ball. This guy is hotter than fish grease here.
Thelonious says, what's good, people? And great topic. I appreciate it, good brother. With that said, we're going to go ahead and get to rolling with the video. I appreciate you guys in here. So again, remember that you're going to hear this word constant. And I promise you, when I was selecting these videos and I was piecing this live together, so again, DG, when I was piecing this live together, I really didn't realize it till probably about 2 hours ago when I was going through everything that word of burden kept coming up. So I kind of had to pivot. It's not just heavy as the head with the responsibilities that we do have. It's the things that we have going on in our head as well. It's just a heavy load to carry because you got to remember you're doing these things for your immediate family, whether you're married, have an old lady, kids involved. You're doing this for parents. Again, I'm at 43. A lot of people start seeing this where you're raising children and damn near raising your parents.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease.
You're working both angles and you're getting pulled in so many directions. Don't forget about work because most men are working. I don't give a damn how high the unemployment rate is. I think it's like somewhere between 6 and 8%. Somebody that knows better in the chat. Please let me know. I think it's like 8% for black men. So if 8% of black men are unemployed, that means 92% of black men are fucking working.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease.
And all work is honorable. I don't care if you're just starting out as a young dude, if you're an old cat looking, you're about to sunset and get into retirement or whatever the case may be. Focus on the task at hand. Make sure the age you're at right now, can take care of you 10 years from now. That should be the focus. So with that said, let's go ahead and start with the first video. Just keep in mind, listen out for that word burden. You're not by yourself, brothers.
I really don't like asking for things. More specifically, I really don't like asking for help. And it's just because I feel like such a burden. I mean, come on. I should be able to pull my own weight, but here I am asking for people to help drag me along and support me. It's not so much a pride thing. I just don't want to be a burden to anyone. And I know asking for help is good for me, but man, I just wish I didn't feel like such a burden in doing so.
Again, these are things that we put on our shoulders. That's all that video was. I don't know whose voice that is. I don't know where it came from. I just came across it on TikTok and I was just interested because the guy didn't even put himself on camera. And I get some people have jobs and different things like that and certain topics we talk about in this space, but the guy just did the voiceover. Was like, hey, I know I need to ask. I know this. It's something that you know up here in here. I know I need to ask for help, but I don't want to be a burden. And a lot of times we take that on as men because you know what you're going through. So it's difficult to ask the next man, your homeboy, your brother, or whatever the case may be, because he's going through the same thing. Well, if I feel like this, I can only imagine what he's going through. I'll be all right. And the crazy part is he's saying the same thing. And his homeboy is saying the same thing. And that homeboy is saying the thing. And we keep passing this on. And people will dismiss it and say, oh, women are emotional or whatever. And men don't move like that. But we still feel it. We're still human beings too. And brothers got to get out this role of feeling like don't nobody understand. Don't nobody know. This drove me to YouTube. Because again, in my personal life, it was people out there that just didn't understand or just flat out didn't care.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease.
Because you're a man, you'll figure it out. The crazy part is that I still revel in, and that might be the petty side of Kofa. When they told me I'll figure out and I'll be all right, they were fucking right. And now that I am all right and I started moving a little bit different than I was at that space, a lot of them people can't fucking stand it.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
And it's killing certain people that I'm at where I'm at. And I don't even consider myself to be this uber successful guy. Again, I'm just a brother with a microphone, a camera, and I care. Plain and simple. So I had to play that video right there because the guy, again, I just noticed, he left it plain and simple on his face. Nothing real deep, but just not even on camera. Just his voice. I don't want to feel like a burden. And I feel like a burden asking for help, even though I know I need to do this thing. And in that, people don't see that brothers are actually doing the work. He's doing the work. We don't hear that about each other. You're doing the work. This is why I tend to go on my rants about relationships or work ethic and different things, because the brothers that actually do the work, because the world doesn't see it, because it's not as sexy as all the drama and trauma talk and everything else that you might see while you're scrolling, they tend to overlook that. They tend to reject that when they realize, oh shit, he's actually working. I might have to help him. He might break down and come to me for help. I'll wait for the end at the finish line. And it's not just the women. Watch the fellas you hang out with. Let me slide over real quick. BT, I appreciate that, brother. He says unemployment in USA for men is 4.2%. I appreciate it. That's all men included, right, BT? Can you look up specifically for black men? Mind Games Uncut. Salute, good brother. Been a minute, man.
Hand down, man down. Mama, there goes that man.
BT says, you got almost 7,000 subscribers. That's a successful person to me. I appreciate it, good brother. All praises.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
Brother Malika back with the numbers. He says, Kofa, since March 2025, just last month, black unemployment rate is at 6.2%. It's down from 6.4% in March 2024 and lower than the long-term average of 11.37%. That's crazy. But either way you slice those numbers, I appreciate y'all, brothers. Excuse me. Either way you slice those numbers, the majority of men are working, and working age men are working in some capacity. We can get down to the subgroups and the sub numbers of where they're working at and how much they make and the six figures and this and that and everything under the sun. But the fact is, brothers are working. You're getting up at some day, sometime. And remember that video I played a couple of weeks ago of that young dude that said he working for Amazon. He's like, bro, this can't be life. I'm just supposed to wait, pay bills and work. I just got off. It's 3 a.m. I ain't got nobody to talk to. And it broke my heart because I've been there. And when I was there, like many of us in the chat, that felt like the worst time of your life. But yet here we are. So again, to that young brother, you just got to keep going. It's going to crack. That sunlight going to pour in. You're going to be able to see the other side of that hill. It's going to be something else that come up. And then you got to make it up another hill. Remember, brothers, uphill is the way. Everybody want to go forward in life. Everybody want to go up in life. The only direction that does that is going uphill. So I'm going to put on your hard hat. But let's keep going with the next video. I left that on here because I was central to the video that was just playing. But again, you heard that guy talk about being a burden, not wanting to be a burden, feeling like a burden internally. Let's see what this next one says.
One of the biggest reasons why men tend to struggle alone is because they think to themselves that they're better than this. They shouldn't be feeling this way. They're a man. They don't want to open up because they're too prideful to seem weak. They're too prideful to go to their wife and be like, babe, I need you. I need your help. Since they put such a high level of expectation on themselves that when they feel like they're suffering at their job, that they're not providing enough for their family, that he feels like he's failing and he's letting down everyone he loves and everyone that loves him. So instead of actually opening up to the partner, he suffers in silence because it's his battles, his drama. He doesn't want to put it on them. He doesn't want his kids to look at him and see a failure, to see an emotionally weak man.
Bring it back on me. Again, a lot of times men's feelings aren't based off us. It's based off who we're around. Am I failing my old lady? Am I failing my children? Do I look like a failure to my children? I don't even want to look like a failure to my children. Am I letting down the people at work? Really don't like these motherfuckers, but we all got a task to do. I don't want to be that weak link in the chain. This is the way men tend to think. Again, brothers, the theme for the night is that burden, and you're not alone. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. We always talk in these male-led spaces that we're walking in leadership, but so many people don't understand what leadership actually looks like. Just because you're the king, just because you got that crown on your head, don't mean nobody won't take that bitch off.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
The people around you will mutiny. The people at your job will turn on you. The people in your home will turn on you. Remember, I did that live last year about being able to be the Ronin or the lone samurai. You shouldn't have to be by yourself. You should have a wolf pack, a brotherhood, a connection, a brotherhood. You should have that. But can you walk by yourself? Because ain't but one king. It's only one king. And when you're sitting in your own castle, and then you have to wonder about all those outside forces, but a lot of times you seldom think about those inside forces in the women that we deal with, even your own children. I just saw a clip. I'll talk about that at another time. But I just saw a clip today where a guy had wrote into a show and he was saying that his adult daughters helped his wife cheat on him.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
They kept the secret. Had he not stumbled on one of the daughter's phones or the text message or whatever the case may be, I may talk about that next week, he wouldn't have known. So 20 plus years of marriage gone just like that. And it was all the women in his household. that he had taken care of. Heavy as the head. Let me get to y'all comments. Where'd I leave off at? BT says, those unemployment numbers look good under Trump. I'm just saying.
Got it! It's hotter than fish grease.
Mind Games, appreciate that, good brother. As a reminder, y'all take your shoes off when you come in my house. Hit the like button. The like button is free. Mind Games Uncut back at. He says, share this live and don't forget to subscribe. I appreciate that, good brother. JT in the building. I appreciate you, good brother. Me and JT was on the phone chopping it up. I told him I was going to fly out to the Bay, and me and him were going to catch a Warriors game in the second round because I think they're getting ready to get rid of the Rockets. But we was going to go to a second round Warriors game after I win the fucking lotto.
Got it! It's hotter than fish grease.
Because them damn tickets is stupid. I know they hiding a bitch. I told her, I was like, bro, look, we can get there. All we got to do is sell a kid each.
Got it! It's hotter than fish grease.
PJT, appreciate you being in here, bro. DG says some people have no idea what black men go through. No clue, bro. No clue. And it bothers me because, again, black, white, Mexican, a lot of men are going through the same thing, but the image of black men has been so destroyed. And in recent years, yes, it's been destroyed by our own doing. It's been destroyed by our women. Adult males and adult women have destroyed the image of the black male. R.I.P. to Kevin Samuels, because that brother tried to warn y'all about that shit. What about your ethnic image?
But, you know, I could be all wrong. Maybe I'm just full of shit. Maybe I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
He tried to warn us. Matter of fact, I went to authentic little Mexican spot today to grab lunch. When I walked in there, Mexican men filled the room. All of them in different uniforms and work uniforms. I know the stereotype that they're always in the lawn or something like that, but that's respectable ass work. Some of them, you could tell they were kind of dirty. They had been out there doing whatever work, construction, whatever the case. Some of them came in just as dirty, but they had on a company shirt. It was about 5 or 6 of them. They all sat down, broke bread together, got back up, and went back to the job. I know plenty of brothers out here that are putting in work. My male person is, one of them's a woman, but the other one's a black man. My UPS guy is, a black man. Me and him chop it up sometimes. So FedEx guy, black guy. I see brothers working all the time. You see how low these numbers are. DG said it. BT said it as tongue in cheek that, you know, these numbers are low under Trump. Whatever the case may be, the fact is the majority of us are working. But like DG just said, people have no idea what black men go through, because guess what? We have to fight against that ethnic image of being lazy, shiftless, sorry as fuck, don't take care of our family and friends. But yet we walking around with these thoughts in our head every day, just like everybody else, and don't get the love or support for it. Don't get the respect that we're looking for from it. Get to that in a second. Let me keep on going. Brother Malika says, damn, indeed, bro. Like, his adult daughters helped him. I know what your comment was for. I know that probably caught your ear. Almanai says, shaking my head, got to be more to that story. My game said, God damn it. I'm gonna have to come back and circle back on that next week then. Brother Malika says, we black men are seen as disposable, expendable, subhuman, and the sin eaters of the community, especially by black women and other groups in society. Only when we die, we get fake love, admiration, and respect.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
Son Moses in the building with the $5 super chat. He says, peace and salute to everybody. Appreciate you, good brother. 1,000 watts says Ninja Watcher. Salute, good brother. I appreciate you being in here. DG, you says, Kofa. DG says, Kofa, you see my last super? I thought I got 2. I thought I read it. Let me see. I only got, oh shit, no I didn't. Let me bring it up. I'm sorry, bro. I got you. He says, brother, how many times you talk me down? I'll be in a foxhole with you any day, anywhere. I appreciate that, good brother. For the 5 spot, you know what? Let me see what I'm going to give you. I appreciate that love, so I'm going to give you some thighs. Pause.
I'ma just bless her. I chew. Baby girl, you with the winners, how could you lose? Like her too. Many different flavors, how can I choose?
You running in the wrong direction. Ma.
Appreciate that, DG. I know that's BT favorite drop. I appreciate the 5 spot, bro. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me because I did miss your super chat. We're going to keep on rolling, brothers. But again, just take note of that. Again, the last guy that was talking, like, we play these tricks kind of on ourselves where I don't want to be this failure for this person, that person, and we tend to leave ourselves out. Then you're putting on that burden, that heavy load, because that's all a burden is. We're going to have to start simplifying things. And I don't want to oversimplify it to the point you don't take it serious or what you're doing is serious, but you can't put on such a load that you can't carry. Because, again, if you need to move, you're going to call one of your boys to come help you lift that couch, move that refrigerator, lift whatever the fuck else that you can't pick up. You have to treat your emotions, your mental state like that. Again, me and BT just chopped it up. Y'all have no clue how many times me and BT might talk every other day just about some bullshit. Bro, did you see this? Or I'll say I'm probably the worst at it. I'll be sending him memes all throughout the day because I know he at the house. He can kind of stop and look at the phone. Or he'll hit me up like, bro, you working at the house today? No, I'm at the job. Shit, you got a quick second? And we'll just chop it up and laugh. And it don't even be anything serious. But BT done got me, like, real talk, bro, you done got me through a couple of rough days just with some silly ass shit. Like, man, did you hear what XYZ happened and this, that, and the third? Did you? Like, this shit is crazy. And we'll just laugh 5-10 minutes and shit ain't that bad. Get right back to it. Heard somebody else come in. Like, DG said, damn, she was thick. She was. Some people say fat. I don't give a fuck. I'm a thigh man. I'm an ass and legs man. RBN in the building. He says, guess who's here after failing 2 exams today? This guy. I got old Brian syndrome. You know what, bro? For that, hold on. He said, I'll be on the oh yeah, me and oh, TJ is a silly motherfucker. RBN is silly as shit. He be tearing up my Facebook, and I'll be trying. And it's, you know what's crazy, bro? It's like whenever you send me something, I'll miss it. By the time I get to it, I'm in fucking public, and I have to make sure I'm not laughing, or I'm at work around people. I have to make sure I'm not fucking crying, laughing, or I don't play the video too damn loud. And people be looking at me crazy because they see me trying to hold in this laugh, and I be dying. But I hate you fail those exams, bro. Get back on that horse. Again, don't take on that burden by yourself. We can chop it up on it if you need to. Drew in the building. Been a good minute, brother.
Hand down, man down. Mama, there goes that man.
Drew with the 10 spot. I appreciate that, good brother. What I'm going to hit you with? There we go. Umar.
Donations, gifts.
I appreciate it. BT with the $10 spot. He says the most supportive troll, and you are. I really appreciate it, bro. I'm gonna hit you with it again.
I'ma just bless her. I chew. Baby girl, you with the winners, how could you lose? Like her too. Many different flavors, how can I choose?
You running in the wrong direction. Ma.
Back on me, y'all. Let's keep on cooking. I appreciate y'all being in here. Appreciate all the super chats. Where did I leave off? So yeah, like RBN, bro didn't have to come to YouTube and tell us that. He could have took those L's in silence, been beating up on himself, because I know he's been studying. That's why he hasn't been on YouTube. Again, a lot of us YouTubers, we do talk behind the scenes. He told me that weeks ago, like, bro, I was supposed to go live. I remember one day I was like, damn, you going live today, bro? Because I saw the video. And he was like, shit, I forgot about that. I've been studying my ass off. So we get it, bro. Don't worry about it. I'm still studying for my cloud certs. Anybody in the chat that know about Theo Woff's class and, you know, the Black Manosphere Conclave, I've talked about it before. I'm still studying for those. I'm taking the test at the end of now, well, at the end of May. So next month, this month coming up, I'm taking it at the end of May. So y'all pray for me. This will be the third time I took it because I've already failed that twice. So again, RBN, you're not by yourself, bro. Don't put on that burden by yourself. Yeah. BT favorite drop. You're running in the wrong direction, ma. You can hear that thick ass New York accent. All right, let's keep rolling, y'all. Feeling that burden. And again, this guy, he does an excellent breakdown of the burden of power, of putting on that crown and wearing that heavy load and walking in leadership.
If you haven't figured it out yet, power is a two-edged sword. A lot of men recognize, even from their earliest teenage years, that power comes with a significant burden of responsibility along with it.
I'm going to pause it. For a lot of brothers in the chat, I know some of us are, nerds, semi-nerds, nerd adjacent. When is the first time you heard with great power comes great responsibility? Somebody dropped that in the chat. The guy on the screen was an average to alpha while he's talking over his coffee. He just said, even as a teenager, you start to realize how much responsibility comes with having power and leadership. But when is the first time, just anybody drop that in the chat, did you hear, with great power comes great responsibility? And I want to see if it's what I'm thinking of. We're going to pause for a real quick second. Bingo. That's all I needed to see. Brother Malika got it. Thelonious got it. Spider-Man movie, I'm not going to lie. I know Malika's a little bit older, so he probably seen it in the comic books, the cartoons, just like me. Salute to Uncle Ben. RIP to Uncle Ben. And salute to Spider-Man, a.k.a. Peter Parker.
Got it! It's hotter than fish grease!
You know what? I think Master Splinter did say that at one point in time along those lines. Mind Games Uncut, hit it on the head again. We all around the same age. So you start learning this stuff, even if you don't realize it as a child. It's a lot of things that everybody wants to talk about online, talking about childhood trauma and different things you went through in childhood and healing your inner child. A lot of the things that we watch, Ninja Turtles, Spider-Man, all these superhero movies, Batman, we have learned so many real life lessons, but people dismiss it because it's animation. It's just a movie. It's cartoons. I guarantee you, if you go back and watch some of the same shit that you watched when you were a child as an adult, you'll understand and start taking those lessons on leadership and what it is to be a man. How many times, how many times I've seen Batman get his ass whooped and still throw on that suit with after Alfred done wrapped up his rib cage? So you start learning these things little, we just don't realize it until we go through that real life fire because we tend to dismiss it again because it's just a cartoon. But I'm going to let this guy keep on cooking. Who was that? Blaze, I appreciate the spot, bro. I got you in a second after this video.
Okay. If you ask a group of men to step forward and to volunteer for a team or for something like that, most of them will take a step back and politely wait to see who does volunteer. The masculine experience is that those who seek power are the ones who are least capable of handling it. Okay? On the other hand, less masculine men, more feminized men tend to be unaware of the burden of responsibility that comes with power. Maybe because they didn't have a youth that involved competitive sports or gang membership or things like that.
This man said competitive sports or a gang membership.
Got it! It's hotter than fish grease!
Like he just went to Costco's. I just had to pause it on that real quick. That shit was funny the first time I heard it. I got to make sure I point that out on the live because that shit had me cracking up because he just said it and he kept on fucking talking. I'm going to let it keep running.
Where a lot of men pick up those cues. They're also more conscious of social rank and look to climb the social ladder, which are really more feminine traits than masculine traits. So be very careful with power and the way that you pursue it.
Got to give him a Allahu Akbar.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
A lot of times as men, even though we're the leaders, we're looking for leadership amongst us. And even with that following leadership, we'll challenge it if we think if we think not necessarily that we could do a better job as the head guy, but what's better for the group. We tend to think in groupthink, again, thus why we do so much for family members, romantic relationships, co-workers, and different things like that. It's rare you find men that are just straight up selfish like that. And I always say it, I got a live coming up. I'm trying to work on and really piece it together and do a comparison and contrast about how a lot of these street dudes that everybody worship, they move like a bunch of bitches.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
Because they are selfish like women, they talk like women. If you really pay attention, they move like women. But we'll get to that at a later date. But what he was saying was spot on. A lot of those men will take a step back and view who's going to be that person to step up. Do we have somebody to follow? Do we have somebody to help? Is this going to be better for the group? Whereas women, they're just looking for social interaction and getting along. We tend to have a common goal of getting whatever the job is done, getting it done right so we can move on to the next thing. So again, you're putting on this burden of taking care of things. Don't forget to look to your left, look to your right, and see who's really going to be there with you. Let me go ahead and get back to you guys' comments. Again, I don't think there's going to be a long one. We're about halfway done with the videos I want to show. I just wanted to drive this point home that heavy is the head, because a lot of times it's the burden that we put on ourselves and the burden that just comes with being a man. Brother Blaze says, interesting topic. Wearing the crown isn't meant to be relaxing or easygoing all the time because you're a king. And being the king comes with responsibilities. 100. I appreciate that, good brother. With that 10 spot, I'm going to hit you with...
I got the money for the booty.
What?
I got the money for the booty.
I don't care. Y'all be like, Kofa, that's a horrible drop. That little boy shouldn't be talking like that. But, goddamn it, that shit is funny. Because, again, y'all don't say shit about no goddamn R. Kelly, but you're mad at Shannon Sharp right now. We gonna move off that. Let me keep on going. I appreciate you, Blaze. Brother Malika says, Uncle Ben telling Pete, yep. RBN said, what's up? Everybody speaking to Blaze. Hating ass. You see, I'm live. I worked 2 days in a row, Blaze. You see that? You should be proud of me, man. I appreciate the 10 spot again, bro. Blaze says, bro, you're using a burner. Brooke just says, bro, you're using a burner account. That ain't really you. I love it when the trolls troll each other. Let's keep on going. Where's my next video? This one was a interesting take about the Daily Man. And if y'all notice, you got a black dude telling you this shit here. You got a guy that didn't even put himself on screen. We've heard from a couple of white guys. Now we're going to hear from...
How often are you going to go out and beat someone up?
I'm assuming some Middle Eastern, for lack of a better term, gentlemen going through the same thing. Let me run it back real quick.
How often are you going to go out and beat someone up because you looked at your wife?
No.
Yeah? Once in your life, maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
How often do you need to pay a bill as a man?
Yeah, every month.
Every day?
Every day, pretty much.
Yeah? You go shopping, you're paying a bill. Yeah?
True, yeah.
You need to buy nappies, you're paying a bill. Your mum needs to do something, you're paying a bill.
Yeah.
That is on a daily basis, and a lot of men don't realize the weight of that. Yeah? That responsibility. Especially younger brothers who are not married, right? They don't know what that comes with. When the reality is, when, you know, your wife's looking after your 2 kids and she says, babe, can we go on holiday? And you're shaking your head saying, no, I ain't got enough money. Yeah? You're gonna feel a bit small. Yeah?
Well, that's true.
You're gonna have a problem. Yeah? You got elderly parents who haven't even been Hajj yet.
Yeah, mad.
Imagine.
Yeah.
All because you can't afford it. We need to start changing our relationship with money.
100%.
Yeah? And not seeing it as something that's toxic.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Agreed.
Because end of the day, just like a knife, yeah? It can cut through a tomato or it can cut through a person. But the knife itself isn't bad.
Definitely give him...
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
Now, in that context, he was talking about money because I can't take care of my family to do these extra things. But you've been paying bills every day. And even when that hit me on that clip, because I answered like the first guy answered. How often do you pay bill? Every month. Every day. If you go to the store, you pay the bill. If your wife needs something, you pay the bill. If your mom needs something, you pay the bill. This is every day. We shelling out money, having to maneuver and different things like that. And I've told people before when we have these 6-figure conversations and different things like that, I've never made a lot of money, but I've managed a lot of money.
Knocks down another 3-ball. This guy is hotter than fish grease here.
The lights on, everybody ate, everybody clothed. Whether everybody is just me at a time, my children, the woman I'm with, the kids that she brought with her. I take care of your responsibilities, and most men do that, and we get in such a rut of doing it sometimes. That's when you experience the burnout. And then you start burning out mentally, because then you realize, I'm doing it. Oh shit, I'm getting things done, but this is all I'm doing. Haven't done anything for yourself. Then you start feeling the burden of, well, fuck me, I got a family. Then you start looking for things that other people need. How often do we ask people, you good? Do you need this? What do you need? Different things of that nature in different types of, in different ways. You might check on your mom again. Check on your old lady. Check on a friend. You good? Yeah, I'm good. Especially when we talking with brothers. I'm good this way, bro. And right back to the grind you go. Right back to the grind he goes. Notice who asks for stuff, though. The women never hesitate to ask for stuff. Then you're putting that burden back on you to try to go out there and execute. But I just found that interesting when he said that. We pay bills every day. And we taking on that burden every day. And people don't realize it outside, and we don't tend to realize it inside. And then when we do, we start internalizing it. And hopefully it doesn't go down to the road where somebody does commit suicide. Let's keep on going. Where did I leave off at? I thought somebody... Blaze says, halfway done. So what, you're taking a half-day teachers meeting or something? Blaze says, seriously though, you could do a part 2 to this or incorporate other aspects of it during another live stream. The topic undoubtedly resonates with a lot of good brothers out here. Respect. Salute to you too, good brother. We're going to get it done tonight, like I said. I just want to hit it real quick. Again, I don't want to stress these lives out as, like I used to. I'll be like, man, we ain't going to be on here long. 2.5 hours later, BT still trolling me about that. So I do try to keep it at an hour. So I chose these little clips, as many as they are. But again, that word came up when we was talking, that burden of what comes with that, what comes with the crown, what comes with leadership. This kind of puts a bow on it, what men are looking for in that burden. And I'll expand on that after this.
The average real man does not need to go get therapy for the battles and the burdens he's carried inside. What he needs is for those that he's carrying them for to recognize that they're there and to respect it and to be grateful for it. They don't need to talk it out to get rid of it. They need the one that they're going through this hell for to recognize it's there and to be grateful that the man is carrying this for them. They don't need therapy, they need gratitude.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
That one, the first time I heard it, almost brought me to tears. Not gonna cap. He doesn't need therapy. He needs gratitude. And it made me think back out of how many times I didn't get to thank you, how I did feel worthless, how I did internalize that shit and start shrinking myself. And that's on me. But again, I know I'm not by myself in taking on that burden. And when we say burden, it does not mean that it's something that's out of the way, something that's unnecessary. We take on a lot doing the necessary things and don't get the gratitude from it. Then you start beating yourself up. Did I do it the right way? Did I do it on time? Should I have done it this way? And you usually get that shit from outside entities, usually women. What took you so long? You could have been got that out the way. You should have been did that. I shouldn't have to ask you. Again, we got to be mind readers. Your children asking you for the same thing 100 times over. Your mom's still looking at you like you're her little boy and you're a grown-ass man. Well, why don't you do this? You should have did it. They ain't how you acting just like your daddy.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
I challenge brothers to take that step back, take a breath, and if you're look at who's not giving you that gratitude and slowly start to disassociate yourself with them. Yes, that includes your damn mama.
Knocks down another 3-ball. This guy is hotter than fish grease here.
Do only the things that are necessary. Anything extra, if you're not getting gratitude, it's not worth it. And learn to give yourself that gratitude. And that could include taking your ass to therapy, recalibrating some shit, and getting back in the fight. But that guy, I got to find his name because I've used his clips a couple of times. He's just straightforward, honest, to the point. Most men, real men, just day-to-day guys, do not need therapy. We need gratitude. A simple thank you will have us saving the fucking world for somebody because somebody appreciated that you went to bat for them, that you went to war for them. Got a homeboy, we're all around the same age. He's my homeboy in the Army, but he just lost his homeboy that he kind of came up with in the military. We both been in about 16, 17 years. So he's known this person 16, 17 years, and the guy's gone. The guy was divorced, living by himself. The job calling him. They end up calling the ex-wife. Ex-wife go over there. Brother in the house dead. Had been in there 5 days. Nobody knew. He was just simply sick. He died from pneumonia when they did the autopsy and all that. I guess he had trouble breathing. I think he said he always had like breathing problems and different things like that, asthma. So I guess it got the better of him, but he was in that house 5 days by himself. I know people to take this, clip it, run with it, and say, oh, that's why y'all need to get married and different things like that. The brother was married and divorced, didn't have his kids over there with his wife, and he's living by himself. So life happens, bro. Make sure you're getting to it. Make sure you're getting after it. Again, guys, 40, 41? I'm 43. I think I'm a little bit older than the other guy that I know, but his friend is the one that passed. Learn to give yourself gratitude while you're here. There's going to be plenty of people that don't appreciate it. The world is full of them. And I'm not telling you to go out there and seek people that's going to give you gratitude, because then that's another burden you're taking on, because guess what? Rejection comes as you're doing that, right? Just live authentically. Go to work. Go out sometimes, have a good time. Get the fucking passport.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
Go see the world. You got breath in your body. You got 2 seeing eyes, 2 hearing ears. Go out there, touch, feel some shit that you done watched on National Geographic. Yep. Go fuck those women overseas. Yep. Sure do. Go enjoy yourself. Go try some food you've never had. Do something here in the States you've never done. I'm just trying to drive that point home that if you're going to wear that crown and you're going to walk in that leadership and be going through those burdens and possibly catch a mutiny from everybody, and now they're calling for the king's head, you better walk with that crown in your head and get some shit done that you fucking want. There's a duality to it. Let me come back to y'all comments. Where we at? Telonia says, heck yeah, big facts for Blaze. Telonia says, that's Trill. I appreciate it, good bruh. Telonia says, Kofa, I be telling folks, mostly females, that all that I do expect really in most cases for my efforts is a thank you. They act like I'm asking for a kidney.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
That is big facts. Malika says facts and a damn shame. Indeed. Trelawney says, my youngest 3 sisters' dad died like that. Was dead in his house for 2 to 3 days before he was found. His dad had just died 3 months before him. Bro, that could have been depression, anything, no telling. What I'm trying to drive home is, yes, heavy is the crown, heavy is the head that wears the crown. The burden that we feel, and it's not unjustified. Let me clarify that. It's not an unjustified burden. Again, it's just a heavy load. You know how many people we have to, personalities we're navigating? Let's do the average everyday guy. Your mom or parents, period. Family members, cousins, brothers and sisters. God forbid you're the one sibling that got your shit together, your head on straight. I know they pulling on you. Now let's go to your wife/girlfriend, old lady. The way things are, 9 times out of 10, her kids, plus your kids if you already had them. Or if you don't have them, now you got to navigate little personalities and you really don't know how to because you're new to the situation. Then you got to navigate those certain people at work. You got to navigate your homeboys, even with the passport thing. I told brothers, you got to travel with people that you know have common sense. You got to have your travel friends. You got to have your friends you can kick it with in the States. You got to have your friends you can drink with because you can trust them, but somebody else might act a fool. We navigate so many personalities and do not get the credit for it. We do not get the credit for the burden that we have. And there's so many brothers, like Chelonia said, we just want to fucking thank you. The man, no myth, the legend, the international quiet storm in the building.
Hand down, man down. Mama, there goes that man.
And I want you to keep telling this guy's story, bro. I genuinely want you to keep telling his story. Quiet Storm said, my best friend took himself out after he found out that his 3 kids to his wife were not his.
Nasty bitch.
He says, after that, he got smoked by child support, $3,300 total of 3 kids that were not even his. That is crazy as fuck. Yeah, I know what you meant, bro. Not even his. Brother Blaze says, Kofa, it was Shark Week on National Geographic. Now, I'm not too keen on swimming with the sharks. However, I have no problem lowering the cages into the water. Do what you can do. Just say you saw one, you saw a fin, and you was there. But yes, brothers, give yourself some time, honestly. And I hate that. I'm gonna circle back to Quiet Storm's comment. I really hate that every time he drops this in a chat on YouTube, but I'm glad he's sharing the fucking story. I wish his brother had a chance to get red pilled. People can say what they want to about the red pill and all the, the extra, the extremism in it. I don't care. All the red pill is the truth. And I know he got smoked in child support, but because of, I think the other brother's name is TJ as well, because of brothers like TJ, or if you find them on Instagram, that child support is fraud and all this new information is coming. We didn't have that years ago. So people always question, why all these men got passed? This is the only space we can talk. Quiet Storm said it himself. He really don't even fuck with the women in his family because they was on that same stereotypical bullshit. It's certain women that I thought I was tight with, still on the same stereotypical bullshit. When men choose themselves, it's so many people that leave, including other men that you thought were your boys. Anytime I mention a passport, there's a brother somewhere talking about, I got that here in Atlanta. I can do that. Y'all niggas lame. I can do that here. Them ain't the people you want in your circle, bro. Because they're going to make everything about the women and not the experience and not living. Because again, those are the brothers, like I talked about it before, they're going to start committing that slow suicide. The bullshit they putting in their body, from alcohol to drugs to the food, just lazy, shiftless, can't wait till football season so they can eat a whole slab of ribs by themselves. They're not going to see the world because they don't want to. And you don't have to be that guy. So even though heavy is the head, you exercise your kingship how the fuck you want to. Do not beat yourself up and wear the burden for the kingdom, and all they're going to do is turn on you and mutiny. So Quiet Storm, keep sharing your brother's story, bro. Don't ever stop telling that man's story because it's real and people act like it don't happen. Chelonia says, women with kids shun away from me. Brother Malika says, Kofa, we want to thank you. We want to thank you and some peace of mind too.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease.
And you know what a lot of them say? Pick one. it's going to be rare that brothers get both. Let's keep on going. Trelawney said, red pill has helped me. I'm not going to lie. I grew up around weak men.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease.
Blaze say, may the departed continue to have a peaceful and eternal rest. And we going to keep living for brothers like that who did opt out. Brothers fight through that shit, man. Again, I just told you, I had the gun in my mouth, finger on the trigger. Y'all wouldn't have known who the fuck Kofa was. Brother Malika says, facts. We're going to keep on rolling, y'all. So with that, the gratitude, I have to, damn it. Hold on. Clicked on the wrong thing. Bam. All right, back on me. So with that, and the guy talking about gratitude, I have to put this in here. I know y'all probably seen this clip. Hit the like button on TikTok and Instagram and everything because I saw it, but I've really been holding on to it. And a lot of people have expanded on it. But I'm going to let this sister cook because this is the type of gratitude that we're talking about.
God has given men a capacity and a responsibility that women do not have, and we have to be honest about it. We can say he's not a man, he doesn't know how to lead, he doesn't whatever. There's still a capacity inside of him that God did not give us as women. And one of the biggest examples that I can give of that, imagine it's raining and you're in New York City. And if you've ever been to New York City or in France and it starts raining and people start selling umbrellas on the street, those $5, $10 umbrellas, they're not worth much, but they get the job done until you get home. Imagine you have that man. You have the man that gets the job done, isn't anything special, but he gets the job done. That man, no matter how little you view him, is made to handle the rain. You were not made to handle the rain, but you were made to hold up that which can handle the rain.
I'm going to pause it right there, take it back a little bit. She's talking to a young woman holding a baby. Don't know her situation, don't know the backstory. With this, these are the type of older sisters we need that pour into the youth like that. But oftentimes we know we don't get that. There's another clip I came across where this lady is saying, ladies, go out there and just fuck all the men you can and go travel and basically fuck these niggas. Shit that we've heard time immemorial. They created the red pill. They created these podcasts, these YouTube channels where brothers hate women. All we're doing is simply telling the truth. We're just telling our side of the story. But I'm going to let this sister keep cooking. I just wanted to point out who she's speaking to and the things that she's saying. But it was imperative that I showed who she was talking to. I'm going to let her keep on cooking.
That which can handle the rain. If you didn't have that umbrella, you would come back home smelling like what poured on you. When a man comes back in as that umbrella, he gets dried quickly, water repellent, it falls off of him, and no matter how equipped you thought he still was built for the rain. The difference also, some of you want that Neiman Marcus umbrella. Some of you want the wood handle. Those things are heavy. And if God gave you a man like that, then you have to be the woman that can hold up that man. Because an umbrella that is not used, it can be for the rain, for the sun. It shields. It provides shade. It allows what's under it not to be touched. We are the vessel, not weaker. We are the vessel that was meant to let the one that God gave us be held up and used for what he was made. So now, as a wife, I want to say, I don't want to get wet. I don't want to sunburn. My skin's not built for that. So instead, I'm going to let the man be who he was meant to be. And if God gave me, which he did, my man's about as heavy as this table. That means God made me capable of holding him up. If my man is not doing what he was made to do, it's because I, as his wife, am not holding him up.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
We can run that back. Sis was cooking. Brothers, you are doing what you are designed to do. Heavy is the head that wears the crown, but you are doing what you are designed to do. Don't accept no woman that cannot hold you up. She is not worth the pussy she's sitting on.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
I just wanted to play that behind the guy talking about we just want gratitude. That sounds like a gracious woman to me. Say Kofa simping, she's an American woman, I don't care. The analogy that she just gave brought it home. You do what you were designed to do. Whether you're down here on a lower tier umbrella, whether you're the Neiman Marcus umbrella, the wooden handle umbrella with the, the big opening and all that, wherever you find yourself, that woman's supposed to be able to hold you up. If she can't do that, cut her ass loose. Same thing goes with your boys. Same thing goes with your fucking family. Let me get back to the comments. Quiet Storm says, I fucking hate, I have to tell his story. I hate you do too, bro. But we are going to live. I know you're living well for him, and I know you want your boy beside you. But we all going to live well because of stories like that. We have to share these stories. Because that burden and that crown that he was wearing to take care of everybody. Again, this is a brother that was married and found out not one, not two, but all three of his children were not his. But because the laws are so fucked up and they were conceived even by another man, and they were born in the time frame of the marriage, he's the one that had to foot the bill. As fucked up as it sounds, I really wish we were talking about him from the context of he's in prison for the rest of his life because he smoked old boy that was fucking his wife, and he smoked his wife.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
I truly believe in that. My comments do not reflect those in the chat, YouTube, any of his associates or affiliates. This shit is all Growth Talk Entertainment. This came from Kofa. I wish he would have put that bitch and that bitch ass nigga in the ground. Everybody could say I'm weird and they ain't how the game go and all this stupid ass nigga shit. When somebody fucking somebody's wife and everything is always a goddamn joke until the husband finds out and does something violent, and then everybody want to tell him he crazy. This is one of the reasons that Kofa talks so blatantly and so mean and so nasty like I do. Talking like this keeps me from doing something violent. It's been plenty of times I wanted to do it. But again, I'm not going to let none of these motherfuckers trick me off the street. I ain't finna give you my time, my freedom, or my motherfucking money, or my goddamn life. It is too much in the world to still see and do. So as heavy as that burden is, as heavy as that crown is, you wear that motherfucker. Blaze, I got your comment as well, bro. I appreciate you. He says, Kofa, you need to add exercise your kingship to your merch line. Real shit, do it. I got you, bro. I'll have that up by next week. I appreciate you, bro. But Quiet Storm, keep sharing that story, bro. And do it at your leisure. Don't take on that burden of having to be his voice when you're not in a space to do it. But I do want you to keep sharing that story whenever you see fit. If you're not going to do it, I'll take that on. Because I know brothers that I'm watching tear themselves apart. That's why I talked about that slow suicide of brothers drinking themselves to death and punishing themselves because they feel like they didn't execute because that burden and that crown was so heavy and somebody told them they weren't good enough. Have the same, I want y'all to have the same confidence as men as a fat, funky bitch has that she thinks she a motherfucking 10.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
You see how these nasty ass bitches walk the fuck around thinking they the shit and they not? I want you to have that level of confidence because you are. If you can do it for every goddamn body else, I want you to look at how much money you're stacking when you're doing it for yourself. Give yourself that chance, bro. Let me keep on going. Malika says, this is a good video. Appreciate that, good brother. Yeah, sis was cooking. BT says, those umbrellas are trash. She said that. She said they're low tier, but guess what? They're good enough to get that woman home in the analogy. They do their job. Now, umbrella isn't going to become the Neiman Marcus heavy umbrella she was talking about, but a man can become a better man. Give that brother that space, ladies, to do his fucking job. Brothers, do your job and start looking for next. BT, I think I saw you earlier when you were speaking of the job. You said AWS is a mofo. I'm still studying it. Brother Malika says, it's all good. We need to hear the story to help us. Indeed. Talking to a Quiet Storm. Thelonious says, you're absolutely right. Yes. BT says that was fire. Indeed. Malika says, it's not the man's fault. We black men are raised to be weak slaves, not aware of our self-worth and mediocre. So we can become the men. So we can become the men we are destined to be. We got to change that thought process, that mindset, and nobody wants to admit it. We are a matriarchal culture. A lot of this shit is not new. We've been hearing it for decades through media, and I want to say probably more than likely experiencing it for centuries. I know we love to call each other king and queen in our community. Most Africans were not kings and queens and all that shit. We weren't. Average everyday folks doing their fucking job, especially the men. But again, we taking on this burden. In order to feed somebody back then, I got to go out. There's this thing going around about, can 100 men stop one gorilla? That's what the fuck brothers had to do in Africa. Can 5 or 6 men go out on a hunting party and bring down this lion, bring down this gazelle, have to fight off the lions or hyenas when they're looking for a gazelle to take it back? But guess what? There's a pride of lions that already spotted that shit. We literally hunting with wild animals. And sometimes brothers didn't make it back. Never forget who the fuck you came from, bro. I don't care how weak your father may have been, your uncle, if you had one, or just the men around, just, man, happy wife, happy life. We have been indoctrinated with this shit. This red pill conversation, manosphere, men-centric content. This is the first time we actually get to speak out loud, and we still getting pushed back. No matter how many facts, data, statistics we give. You see they wish death on Canvas Samuels. You think it's going to be any different for Kofa or a brother like Malika or Quiet Storm? Anybody, Coach Greg Adams, anybody on YouTube just presenting evidence. This is what we're seeing. This is happening on a regular basis, and everybody mad at us. Let me get through the rest of y'all comments. We getting ready to slide. Brother Malika says, I'm with you. I appreciate it. JC in the building. What's going on? I think I saw you earlier, brother. Did I miss a comment? I think you were speaking to everybody. But JC says, I effing agree. Indeed. Thelonious said, you said it very well. Agree, Malika. Brother DG says, preach, brother. I appreciate that. This is another brother. I've been seeing all his stuff come down. I really just started following him recently. But Brother Alan Strong, I'm going to drop a word. And then Brother, I think is it Robert Smith? Y'all let me know when I bring it up. But these 2 quick words from these good brothers, and then we slide out.
You're a good man. You may have bent a few times, but you never broke. And that's the true testament of your character. Every day you get up and go out in this world that's not so friendly to you, and you still find a way to make it happen. That's why I'm here to tell you that I see you and I appreciate you, and I got your back. Always believe and bet on you. I'm proud of you. You are a good man.
Simple, to the point. You're a good man, bro. And guess what? If it ain't enough for nobody else, make sure it's enough for you. You're a good man. That's all. Why you think you special? I'm a good man. Why you think you deserve? I'm a good man. That ain't enough. I'm a good man. Why you getting a passport? I'm a good man. Why you think you deserve? I'm a good man.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
If the world can reward bad men, being a good man is enough. And sometimes you got to be an asshole with it. It's okay. You wearing a crown, remember? That motherfucker heavy. Maybe your neck tired. Maybe your back hurt. Maybe you get to be a little bit angry today. If it's going to keep the right people away from you, notice I said the right people, Because there's going to be people around you that's going to get you off course because they're the right person for that type of job to steer you off course. So get the right people away from you. Because the truly right people, you'll meet them along your travels. Them haters got a job too. That's all the fuck they doing. Start simplifying this shit. Yeah, heavy is the head that wears the crown. Yes, we take on a fucking burden. If she ain't happy, I'm not happy. It just got boring. It just feel like, I don't know. Well, the kids were growing up and, I think we just ran our course. Again, I told y'all, this channel is for men finding a positive fuck it. She left, fuck it. Got fired, fuck it. Sometimes you need a hard start over. You're going to fight through it. I know the pressure on, bro. I done told you, my credit done been fucked up. Done had a car repoed, all that shit. Still fight through it. And I'm here. And when I put on my focus, let out all them distractions, all those right haters for the job, fuck them. As soon as I started saying that, that's where I started coming up with the term, the positive fuck it, fuck it. One thing I know I'm going to do is get up every day and go to work. You're a good man, bro. Y'all make sure y'all go follow Alice Strong. He be dropping jewels on Instagram. And it's not a lot of videos. He just put snapshots or screenshots up of things that he said. The brother be cooking. You're a good man. And that is enough. You know why it's enough? Because it's going to get you to the next thing. You're still going to be a good man and even better. You're always going to have that title of being a good man. And you can keep getting better on top of that. Brother Malika says, Kofa, can a group of black men hunt a gorilla? How about one black man be a black woman be a decent wife, mother, who's respectful, modest, and an asset to a black man's legacy?
Got it! Hotter than fish grease.
Look, I think they're out there. We just saw a sister on the screen, but of course she's spoken for. They're just few and far between. When I say majority, again, majority can mean 51 to 99% of women aren't good and aren't made for being wives. That's Kofa's opinion. I think it's quite a bit of women that are not. I'm venturing to say 80 to 90% just aren't going to do it. They're even the ones that are married, she still ain't a wife. We're going to go ahead and close out on this. I'm going to play this and then end the stream. So thank y'all all for being in here. Again, heavy is the head that wears the crown, brothers. You are not by yourself. Do not take that burden on by yourself. When you start reaching out to your homeboys, your friends, your brothers, they also have a crown on and they have their own kingdom or whatnot, and they don't have the time for you. Don't take it personal. Because you're really going to see the ones that don't have the time because they have their own crown, and the ones that you have in your circle right now, you're going to find out who the village idiot is as well.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease.
Because all brothers ain't walking around with a fucking crown. You're going to find out who the fucking village idiot is. So don't take that burden on by yourself. And if you do, just be able to carry that load. Figure it out. It's a lot of stuff in this house, furniture, that I had to move around and move heavy. But guess what? People are like, damn, you did it. I did it an inch at a time. I had to shift this here, lift this end up, go to the other side, pick that up, go back to the other end. I had to do it steady and slow. A lot of these beds I got in here, I had to do that. Heavy ass boxes were delivered to my house. I had to do that. So even if you are carrying that burden alone, figure out how to lift it little by little. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. And again, with great power comes great responsibility. We talked about it in the chat, but we're going to get ready to close out. I appreciate everybody being in here tonight. My Knicks dropped the game last night, so I think we're going to close out tomorrow night, so I won't be on. It'll probably be next week when I get back on. Got to go see Lil Kofa, as y'all call him, or my son, Crown, this weekend. So I'll be back next week with some more topics. Hopefully hit y'all about 2 or 3 times like I did this week. Appreciate everybody being in here. As always, you matter. You're not crazy. Make better choices. We're going to go ahead and end out with brother, I believe it's John Smith Robertson. I know his last name is Smith, but we ain't never done. Peace.
None of this would have happened without my failures. I've been broke, I've been underestimated, I've been embarrassed, but I've never been done. Failure didn't stop me. It shaped me.
Peace, y'all.